Hot take alert! We're going to be breaking down some bold predictions for the New Orleans Saints entering the 2025 season. Last year, we did this video, and I had a lot of fun doing it. Most of my predictions did not end up panning out, but for what it's worth, it's not my fault. It's because the injury settled in. Dennis Allen was the head coach. It was a nightmare from the jump outside of those first 2 weeks. So in today's video, I'm going to give you updated looks at Hot Takes 5, then a couple bonus ones, of course. But I want to hear from you before I give you my list. Drop a hot take for the 2025 season around the New Orleans Saints. I want to hear from you. Get creative. The bolder, the better. Now, hot take number 1 for me, I do not believe the New Orleans Saints will be last in the NFC South. I actually think the Carolina Panthers will be at their spot, rightfully so, at the bottom of the NFC South and of the division. For what it's worth, I just don't know how you can sit here and say that anyone in the NFC South got exponentially better. I'm sorry, but I'm also not sorry. Nobody, including the Saints, got absolutely tremendously better, totally turned things around, absolute locks to be playoff teams. Like, there's just no team that had that great of an offseason, to be totally honest. I'm also not buying the hype around the Carolina Panthers. NFL media and a lot of Panthers fans, and all 6 of those that exist, and a lot of people out there are trying to sell you on this idea and trying to convince you that the Panthers are going to be absolutely incredible. And sure, they brought in Ted McMillan in round 1, but this is still the Carolina Panthers. This is still Bryce Young's team, and he has developed nicely, especially towards the end of the season last year. They beat the Saints, but they were absolutely obliterated by injuries, and I'm just going to sit here and say I don't buy the hype around the Carolina Panthers. New Orleans, in my opinion, will be much better than people think. I do not believe this is going to be a team that will be picking first in the 2026 NFL Draft. I genuinely believe this is a team that could get 7-8 wins potentially. And if you do get 7-8 wins, I think that should be viewed as a successful season for a first-year head coach, and the first time he's ever been a head coach in Kellen Moore, a rookie quarterback in Tyler Shough, or a young quarterback in Spencer Rattler. So the roster is solid. They have playmakers. They have a good coaching staff. The Saints, in my opinion, are not the worst team in the National Football League. I think you could enter the Carolina Panthers in that conversation, the Tennessee Titans, the Cleveland Browns. I just don't think that the Saints, by no means are they a top team, but they are also not a bottom team in the league. Maybe in the bottom tiers, sure, but definitely not the worst team. I think it's absolutely insane to sit here and say that the Saints, not only will they finish dead last in the NFC South, but they'll also have the first overall pick. Could not be further from the truth. Hot take number 2, Chase Young will record more than 10 sacks this season. I want to see it happen. We're trying to predict it into existence. We're trying to speak it into existence. I would love to see number 99 pull down 10-plus sacks, double-digit sacks for the first time in his career this season would be absolutely amazing. Over 70 pressures, according to Next Gen Stats. Chase Young signed a 3-year, $51 million deal this offseason, and it's because he got so much pressure, but you just need to turn pressure into production. And obviously, the pressures aren't the whole reason he cashed in. It's because the Saints view him as their starting alpha lead edge rusher. He's only 26 years old. This is a new defense with a new scheme. Hiring of Bo Davis on the defensive line should be absolutely helpful. Chase Young even saying with this new scheme, this is, quote, that's where I feel I'm at my best. This scheme is similar to what he played in during his rookie season and out on the edge, and he will be lining up in a true 9-tech on the outside, on the edge, and his main role will just be penetrating the pocket and trying to get after the pass rusher. So Chase Young has been very, very happy with the hire of Bo Davis, and look what he had to say about the new defensive line coach here in New Orleans. Bo is a heck of a coach. He's someone who's going to push us and hold us accountable, and that's all I want. I want to be coached hard because that's the only way you're going to get better. He's definitely been getting us right. And 5.5 sacks last season just isn't going to do it for me. 31 tackles. I want to see more from him. He signed a nice contract, 3 years, $51 million. It's about time to see this guy live up to the expectations of being the number 2 overall pick. Back in 2020, I have big expectations for him, and I do think that this is a breakout season for Chase Young. I mean, is it fair to say breakout season? I don't know, but I do think that this is going to be the best season yet for number 99. And I'll give you a bonus hot take. I told you we're going to have a few bonuses here and there. Alontae Taylor, I think he's going to have more than 6 sacks this season. Crazy, I know. I'm not going to sit here and say he's going to have double-digit sacks. Like, let's get one guy. Let's get our starting, like our lead edge rusher. Let's get him to 10 sacks first, and then we can try to get a corner back there. But I'll tell you what, a corner getting 6 sacks, sign me the F up. I'd be very, very happy with that type of production from Alontae Taylor. So there's a little extra bonus one for you, just because why not? Now, really quick update on our July sub battle against Giants now. We're only 3 subs behind them. So if you're a rowdy Saints fan and you want more daily content by Saints fans for Saints fans, let's prove to the bosses that the better fan base is the Saints versus the Giants. Hit the sub button. We're trying to take down Goliath here. Over 70,000 subs for Giants now, and we're on the road to 50K. Hot take number 3, Bub Means, I believe, will have a breakout season, not just in terms of how much he gets in terms of receiving yards, but I think that just as a whole, you are going to learn the name Bub Means this season. Not just you as a Saints fan, but maybe that guy on the couch over there that's just a fan for another random team, which I don't know why you would ever want to be a fan of another team. But I think Bub Means will have a breakout season this year. At one point in time, I said maybe 1,000 yards. Maybe that's a little rich, but I'll tell you what, this is a player who can do a lot of good things for the New Orleans Saints. He provides size to the wide receiver group. He is the biggest wide receiver on the Saints roster as it stands right now. He's a solid run blocker, and he is continuing to develop in that department. The route running for him has developed and it has grown since he has joined the Saints after being drafted out of Pitt. And he's a very speedy and physical wide receiver. And so when I think of this player and I think of the skills that he has and the things that he provides to an offense, immediately I go to A.J. Brown. And you might be sitting here saying, Trace, shut the hell up. What are you even talking about? That is such a stupid comparison. Well, it's actually not. Height, pretty much the same. Weight, A.J. Brown just a little bit bigger. 40-yard dash, the exact same. Bub Means, higher vertical. Bub Means, higher relative athletic score. So when I think of Bub Means and A.J. Brown, I think, holy cow. Didn't the Eagles just win a Super Bowl with A.J. Brown? And who was the coach? Who was the play caller? I'm having a hard time remembering, though. Oh! It was Kellen Moore. Your play caller. Your head coach. So, dear Kellen Moore, if you're listening, if you're watching, which I know you are, please, 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 please use Bub Means like you used A.J. Brown. They are not one for one. They are not the same exact player. They are not apples to apples. That is not what I'm saying here. What I am saying is they can be utilized in similar roles. They can fulfill similar needs on the offense. And I do believe that Kellen Moore can get very creative with a player like A.J. Brown, and he did do that. So thus, I think he can get very creative with Bub Means. Now, if you want the New Orleans Saints to have an 1,000-yard receiver, I mentioned maybe Bub Means could be that guy. I think more realistically, Chris Olave is that guy. Hell, maybe even Rashid Shaheed. I want you to hit the thumbs up icon and like this video. Don't jinx it. Help out your favorite team, and let's get a 1,000-yard receiver on the Saints offense this year. Hot take number 4. I'm going to say Kendre Miller stays healthy all season, and we're doubling down. He's going to shine. He's going to look really, really good. For what it's worth, not number 25 anymore. He changed his number to 5. I think that number oozes aura. I think it's absolutely sick. Of course, got to get on the field and have some production for that. Now, it is a fresh start for Kendre Miller with the black and gold this season. Kellen Moore coming out and just blatantly saying this is a fresh start for Kendre. Whatever happened in the past, whatever's happened under past coaching staffs and everything, does not matter. We are looking ahead. We are moving forward from here on out. And he's been a player that's dealt with a lot of injuries, and there's been some serious questions around the preparation and whether or not he can be ready to go on game days. He's only played in 14 out of a possible 34 games since being drafted out of TCU. Devin Neal, he was a player that is going to provide serious competition in the running back room in New Orleans. He was a 6th-round pick out of Kansas. Kendre Miller, he was taken in the 3rd round. Tajay Spears was right there on the board. Saints opted to not go with the hometown kid from Tulane. They ended up going with this guy, and I do believe this is still a player that we can really, really get excited about. I mean, every time he's had the ball in his hands, it feels like he's done something crazy. He's had some good production, 80 carries, 304 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he's been solid in the receiving department as well. Every single time Kendre Miller gets the opportunity to make a play, it feels like he does. I mean, like, I go back and I watch the highlights and I watch the tape and I revisit all of the memories I have around Kendre Miller. And if it's not, oh my God, he's hurt again, the memory is, oh my goodness, what a play. Or how did he make this guy miss? Or how did he turn a negative run into positive yardage? Or how did this happen? How did that happen? Like, he is a very special player with some really, really cool traits, but he's got to stay on the field. The best ability is availability. So for Kendre Miller, it is now or never. It is time to put up or shut up, because if Kendre Miller cannot put together a complete season and he can't prove to be a reliable option for the Saints offense, I think the Saints definitely have a solid option in Devin Neal, and I don't think that they should stop anytime soon adding to the running back room. Alvin Kamara obviously is the lead back, but I do think that the future around Kendre Miller and Devin Neal can be very bright. But Kendre Miller has to finally put it all together. I really want it to work out. I'm a big fan of Kendre Miller, and I'm rooting for him, so let's just see him make it happen. Now, before we get to our last hot take, it's a really good one about Tyler Shough. We haven't talked to quarterbacks whatsoever. I got to tell you about this awesome sale. Alert! We got a sale! Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo! I like to call these shirts shoodies, short sleeve hoodies. See what I'm doing here? So you can get yourself a Saints shoodie, $55. Nah, it's only $33. Chatsports.com/Saints Prime, and you'll see the Prime like named in the title or whatever. That's kind of the explanation as to why the link is like that. But you can click it in the comments or description of this video, or you can just search this, chatsports.com/Saints Prime, and it'll take you directly to this shirt. I got most sizes available. They're selling like hotcakes, so I highly encourage you to use the link in the comments section and description. Save some money, $33 for this shirt. Go check it out, chatsports.com/Saints Prime. Now, last hot take, number 5. Tyler Shough will have a similar rookie season to Bo Nix. And if you've been watching the show for quite some time, and if you're a long-time viewer, you'll know that saying those words was like chewing on glass for me. I was a Bo Nix hater. I was a non-Bo Nix believer. I did not think Bo Nix would be a good quarterback. I knew with Sean Payton he would be good enough, but I have to say I was very impressed with how Bo Nix played last year. I think for Tyler Shough, he will start the season slow, but I think that he will finish strong. And I think that that's totally okay. I don't think if he has a bad first few weeks, you should sit here and freak the F out. You definitely should not. I think when you take into consideration what is going on in New Orleans in terms of all the changes and all of the new things happening with the rookie quarterback or a young quarterback like Spencer Rattler, but for the purposes of this argument, with Tyler Shough and a first-time play caller as a head coach in Kellen Moore, I think that it's totally fine to say it's okay to start slow but finish strong. And Bo Nix, I want you to look at the stats from weeks 1 through 9 and 10 through 17. The Broncos were 5-4 in weeks 1 through 9. They were 5-3 through weeks 10 through 17. But the quarterback play upticked tremendously from the first half to the second half of the season. Over 70% completion percentage in those last 7 weeks, or last 8 weeks, I should say. Over 2,000 yards, 21 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. That is so much better than the first half of the season. And the total, you can see it on the far right of your screen. He was tremendous. And you might be sitting here saying, Trizzy, it was all right. I mean, he had a passer rating of 79.6 in the first half and 100.8 in the second half of the season. But Trizzy, Jaden Daniels was so much better, and he was so good. I want a Jaden Daniels type season. Yeah, I also would like a Jaden Daniels type season, but Tyler Shough is not a Jaden Daniels type player. Tyler Shough is much closer to Bo Nix, and Bo Nix had a little bit of a better season in terms of the passing yards than Jaden Daniels. The rushing yards obviously favors Daniels. The total touchdowns, though, they favor Bo Nix. Daniels had 25 passing touchdowns and 6 on the ground. Nix had 9 in the air and 4 on the ground. 12 total interceptions for Bo Nix, 9 total interceptions for Jayden Daniels. I understand that having an expectation for Jayden Daniels is very unrealistic. Bo Nix, though, I think is really where we should be looking at in order to make this or have this expectation. I think that's the player to look at and be like, we should be shooting for Bo Nix type numbers. And if Tyler Shough can put up 3,000 plus yards or 3,700 plus yards, almost 30 touchdowns, and limit the interceptions, I'm thrilled. I would be thrilled. If Tyler Shough can have a season similar to Bo Nix in their rookie campaigns, I would be absolutely ecstatic. How could you not be? I mean, that is a player who had a phenomenal season. Started slow, like we said. You saw it on the screen. But then turned things around in the second half of the season and really gave you something to believe in. The issue for me, though, is how much does Spencer Rattler play this season? Because if Spencer Rattler plays, then you're not going to see nearly as much opportunity for Tyler Shough to make good and bad plays for what it's worth. So if Tyler Shough does not start every single game like Bo Nix did, then I do think that's something to take into consideration when evaluating his rookie season. But if Tyler Shough gets the opportunity to play all season long, he starts slow and then takes a little bit of time, but really kicks it into high gear in the second half of the season, I don't think you could ask for much more than that. That would be absolutely incredible. Now, we didn't discuss Alvin Kamara in his 1,000 rushing yards. I think that's just a realistic take. This was 5 bold predictions. This was 5 hot takes. This was not sort of lukewarm, kind of realistic, safe takes. This was hot takes. Alvin Kamara will have 1,000 rushing yards this year. That is a true statement. It is a realistic take, in my opinion, and I think he's going to silence the haters. I think he's going to silence the conversation of, oh, this guy never had 1,000 rushing yards. He stinks. He was just a blah, 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 blah. All the Falcons fans trying to sit here and chirp our ears, all the other crazy NFL fans who don't know what they're talking about. Alvin Kamara is going to silence haters. He's going to prove a lot of doubters wrong, and I think that this is going to be the best season yet. Maybe not the best season yet, but one of the best seasons that we've seen for this player. Kellen Moore, big, big hopes for him working with this guy right here, right there. Alrighty, Tyler Shough, 3,500 yards. I'm setting that as the number. If you get more than 3,500 yards, Lopez, how can you complain? You really can't. From a rookie, come on, you really can't. Will he have more or will he have less? I don't want to set some ridiculously high number. I think 3,500 is a good number to shoot for. Get in the comment section. I'm hammering the more. Who Dat Nation, I really do appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling with us in today's video. Don't forget to subscribe here to the channel if you want more content around the black and gold. Y'all stay golden, and we'll see you next time.